Welcome to Cultivated Live for Wednesday, May 8th. My name is Jay Rosenthal. I'm the co-founder of Cultivated Media and the host of this program, Cultivated Live. And since we launched Cultivated, our goal has been to be cannabis industry first, providing you with the most important, insightful, useful, and timely information to the cannabis sector. We do that through our daily newsletter, Cultivated Daily. We do that through this daily live stream called Cultivated Live. So we would love for you to follow us on LinkedIn, smash the subscribe button on YouTube, and get our daily newsletter in your inbox at 7:01 Eastern every morning. How to do that is linked below. Now, here is what is driving the cannabis news today. In an annual memo to cannabis stakeholders, leading congressional cannabis advocate, Oregon Democrat Earl Blumenauer detailed a path forward for the federal government to take on cannabis reform. The 5-page memo is an important read for anyone who follows this industry closely, or really not closely either. In the memo, Blumenauer detailed what rescheduling cannabis to Schedule 3 means for cannabis, including tax reform for cannabis companies, acknowledgement of cannabis for medical use, and expanded access to cannabis research. He also detailed paths forward for both Congress and the administration, including passing and signing both Safer Banking and the MORE Act. For the administration specifically, there are several important reforms that they should do to implement and protect veterans and cannabis use. Unlike previous years, the Blumenauer memo comes on the heels of a real movement on the federal level. As noted here and elsewhere, rescheduling is the first positive cannabis reform measure in nearly half a century from the federal government. And as Blumenauer noted in the from line of the memo, he's this is a quote, Congressional Cannabis Caucus founder and co-chair and 50-plus year advocate for ending the failed war on drugs, Congressman Earl Blumenauer, Democrat of Oregon. Now, as in previous years, cannabis reform advocates could print out this memo and use it as a guide for the coming year and years of advocacy. But that wasn't the only thing happening on Capitol Hill. DEA Administrator Anne Milgram was in front of a congressional hearing yesterday. We watched, so you wouldn't have to, but fear not, the cannabis news she made was really non-existent because she's the DEA Administrator. She was asked about rescheduling, and here is what she said.
Congressman, under the Controlled Substances Act, there's a formal rulemaking process for scheduling or rescheduling controlled substances. That process is ongoing. The next step in that process will be a notice of proposed rulemaking and then an opportunity for public comment. Because DEA is involved very much in that scheduling process and the DEA administrator is personally involved in it, it would be inappropriate for me to comment on it at this time.
So she didn't comment on this time except to say that. But it wasn't just the DEA administrator that was on Capitol Hill yesterday. IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel was too, and he noted that cannabis banking reform would make the agency's job easier. Now, we're not sure making the IRS's job easier is a winning argument, but whatever it takes to get safer banking passed, we are down for. And that is what's driving the cannabis news today. It's also earnings week, so be sure to check our newsletter at cultivated.news for all earnings information you may need to know. And that's it for today's Cultivated Live. We encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter at cultivated.news. Follow us on LinkedIn, smash the subscribe button on YouTube. Best wishes to Jeremy, my co-founder and Cultivated's editor-in-chief. He is out with COVID for the next day, maybe a little bit more, but we wish him well. We're sending him chicken soup. We'll be back here tomorrow, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern with Krista Raymer of Vitrina, the foremost consultancy for cannabis retailers in the North America. And remember, because it's Wednesday and it's hump day, you may need to buy cannabis at your local dispensary to get you through the rest of the week. So have a good one, everybody. Also, go Bruin.